don't change my name to God you win. And no more, I don't buy more to God you win. They say my market no go sell, but God you win. And then me say I no go blue, but God you win. Them my brother, make them try their luck, my God go win. No, my God go win. No, my Lord go win. No. Anything I do, now God you win. No, now God you win. No, now God you win. No. As you don't pass exam, now God you win. And then me say you no go pass, but God you win. You wake up, see today last song, now God you win. Robbers they rob, they no see you, brother. They no see you, my sister. Oh yeah, better fast. God do it, no, now God do it, no, now God do it, no. Anything I do, now God do it, no, now God do it, no, now God do it, no. As now your wedding day, now God do it. And he don't tell where you dey find, but God do it. See we go pop champagne today, God do it. And we go there dance, cause God do win. Oh, anything you win, now God do win. And if you win election, my brother, God do win. Like if you win the contract, my friend, God do win. And if you check the countdown, my brother, God do win. And if your market sell, now God do win. No, now God do win. No, now God do win. No. Anything I do, now God do win. No, now God do win. No, now God do win. No. Why you no go dance? Now God do win. No, now God do win. No, now God do win. No. Anything I do, now God do win. No, now God do win. No, now God do win. No. God do win.
Ọ̀tún ni, ìgbà ọ̀tún ni, ọ̀tún ni, ọ̀tún ni, ìgbà ọ̀tún ni, Aketi ló ní kí gbogbo yín o, owó sì kí gbogbo yín lọ kankan. Akérédolú ló ní kí gbogbo yín o, owó sì kí gbogbo yín lọ kankan o. Aketi.
Yes. I just
Ondo State. Ọmọ ló ní kí yín sá. APC. Ọmọ Akérédolú. Ọmọ ló ní kí yín sá. Bami yemi edaya dipo nga Aketi o. Ọdún ni o. Aṣoríire ló ń gbé o. Ìbátúndé bá wa ló ń gbé o.
hello.
Aketi.
Cut your feet. Cut your eyes. Cut your eyes. Cut your Aketi.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great pleasure to have all of us gathered here, even at a short notice like this. We must appreciate you all for gracing this occasion to have a time of interaction, of cross-fertilization of ideas with the next governor of Ondo State. Ladies and gentlemen, in a very, very short while, we will start this event with the national anthem. Please just give us a moment. Thank you very much. I crave your indulgence and we all upstanding as we take the national anthem. Thank you. Thank you very much. May I have a seat? Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, may I respectfully bring to the microphone this afternoon for the opening prayer, Superior Senior Evangelist Oyedele, Celestial Province Head. Please a round of applause for him as he comes to the microphone. Thank you.
Ẹ jẹ́ kí a tẹríba fún àdúrà. Jehovah, Jésù Kristi, Michael nìkan, ọba tó wọn òpin ṣáájú ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ níbi tá à ń lọ òbí ọ. Àwa sì mọ̀ pé ibi tí ó tẹ́ wa lọ́rùn ló máa mú wa gúnlẹ̀ sí. Bàbá mímọ́ gba ọpẹ́ wa. Ẹlẹ́rù ni ìgbà ìyìn wa. Péjọpọ̀ ìfọ̀rọ̀wérọ̀ la wá ṣe ní wákàtí wa di alága gbogbo èdè àìyedè májèkú bẹ́ sáàrin wa. Ohun gbogbo ń lọ sópin. Lópin gbogbo jẹ́ ká lè yọ̀ ká yíyàn lógo. Kò ṣí Ọlọ́run wa. Ní ti ọmọ rẹ nínú pé gbéga orí àga. Àwa mọ̀ ìwé mímọ́ fi yé wa wípé kò sí ẹni tó máa dé orí àga ńlá tí ogun ò ní dìde sí. Nínú ìdílé Jósẹ́fù, àwọn aráalé rẹ̀ ló dìde ogun. Àmọ́ pẹ̀lú gbogbo ogun náà, ìwọ Ọlọ́run ló fi ogun náà wò. Jẹ́ gbogbo ogun tó lè rọ̀gbà yí ọmọ rẹ ká. Olùjọmọ Ọlọ́run ọ̀ṣọ́fà wá bàbá bì wó. Tẹ̀rí ogun ayé bá gbà àkóso ohun gbogbo. Lẹ́yìn ohun gbogbo jẹ́ ká lè yìn ọ́ lógo. Kò ṣí Ọlọ́run wa. Jésù Kristi Olúwa wa. Àmín, àmín, àmín. Ẹ jẹ́ ká jọ kí hallelujah méjì àbíkọ́. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We appreciate. Thank you. Please may I crave your indulgence to find a place to sit as we are going to kick the ball rolling. There is absolutely no time to check time at all. Ladies and gentlemen, today is an epoch-making occasion, and I'm glad you're here. We are here today to have a time, for the first time, to interact with the next governor of our dear state, where he will show us his plans, his blueprints to rule and reign and lead us collectively for the next 4 years. And of course, to talk more about this program is the chairman of the planning committee. Ladies and gentlemen, please may I respectfully bring to the microphone Mr. Kule Adebayo. A round of applause for him, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Aketi ló ní kí gbogbo yín o, n ó sì kí gbogbo yín lọ́kọ̀ọ̀kan. Akérédolú ló ní.
Thank you very much. Your Excellency, the next governor of Ondo State, Barrister Oluwarotimi Akeredolu SAN, Your Excellency, the Deputy Governor, incoming Ondo State, Barrister Agwola Jai, Your Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Ondo State, former Alhaji Ali Olanusi, distinguished senators, members of the House of Representatives here present, ladies and gentlemen, you are most highly welcome to this special interactive session between our leader and candidate of our party, Oluwarotimi Akeredolu SAN, and the members of the stakeholders of Ondo State. The uniqueness of this event is such that it offers all of us in this hall, and by extension, the good people of Ondo State, the remarkable opportunity to listen to and contribute to Akeredolu's vision, his blueprint, and mission for governance, which he will articulate to us here. Secondly, this occasion also afford all of us the opportunity, all of us, particularly the critical stakeholders in the organized professional bodies, traditional rulership institutions, women groups, youth groups, religious leadership, and other institutions in our state, the opportunity to build and activate an enduring platform of engagement with Rotimi Akeredolu, the next governor of Ondo State. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, this occasion should present an opportunity for cross-fertilization of ideas and bonding between Aketi and the leaders of Ondo State. It is worthy of note that this is the very first time in the history of Ondo State that anyone willing to govern our state has shown this type of respect for organized bodies of stakeholders by bringing them and all of us together under one roof like this to share his ideas, his vision and mission for Ondo State. We welcome our KBSCs who are represented here. We welcome our clergies, our bishops, and our imams, our professors, and other members of the ivory towers, different professional bodies, as well as the media and the various artisans group here present. We also most respectfully welcome the delegation of the Nigerian Labour Congress, the Academic Staff Union of Universities, the NUT, the ASUs,
the TUC, the JNC, the youth group, particularly the student union leaders of higher institutions in Ondo State. I must also respectfully recognize the presence of Afenifere Renewal Group, whose leadership under Honorable Wale Oshun are here to listen and solidarize with Akeredolu at this engagement. We are indeed most glad to welcome our mothers and children, and most importantly, the Association of Physically Challenged Individuals who got our invitation only late last night and were the first to arrive here today. This opportunity to listen to the heart of Akeredolu, who by the grace of Almighty God will be the governor-elect of Ondo State by Sunday morning. This is a remarkable opportunity that cannot be shared alone by all of us here, by all of us here in this hall. It is in view of this that the proceedings here are being transmitted live on radio, on Breeze 91.9 FM. For the over 600,000 internet viewers who are already logged onto us and the millions listening via the radio broadcast, you are also welcome. At the end of this event, we hope all of us will go resolute to engineer the change that we need in Ondo State and the change that we badly require in 2 days' time. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you, thank you, and may God bless Ondo State.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I think that was a remarkable speech. Please, a round of applause for the Chairman of the Planning Committee, please. Thank you. And on this note, we'd like to take it a step further by inviting to the microphone the Director General of the Aketi campaign platform. Ladies and gentlemen, he is not just a politician, he is an elder statesman in Ondo State. I once said this before at a forum like this, that politicians only look at the next election, but statesmen look at the coming generation. This is one of our statesmen in this state. Ladies and gentlemen, make welcome Right Honorable Victor Olabinton, the former Speaker of Ondo State House of Assembly. Thank you very much.
Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Ondo State, distinguished senators, members of the organized professional bodies here present, ladies and gentlemen, the fourth estate of the realm, you are not forgotten. We welcome you to this interactive session. Today, you are privileged to listen to your next governor. He is going to discuss and interact with you on his manifesto, his plan, his vision, his mission for Ondo State. Many of us here present, we have different view of Aketi, as he is fondly called. Some see him as somebody who is very abrasive. Some see him as a person who is very aggressive. But for those of us who have worked intimately with him, this is a straightforward, down-to-earth gentleman. His problem with some people is that he does not condone lie telling. When he sees you, you are not straightforward. The man is not happy with you. He is a man, when he says, I am going to do it, consider it done. If he has an agreement with you, agreement is agreement. When you are now dilly-dallying, they will now say, Victor, and I will now tell him, are you not a politician? You contested in 2012. You are contesting now. You are saying, are this the way politicians behave? You are now part of us. What we want, change the system. Some of us have been planning to change the system. It is your opportunity to change the system. The system is bad. And we need somebody who can stand up and look at it face to face and solve this problem once and for all. And in Aketi, people of Ondo State are very, very lucky. We are very, very lucky. We are getting a leader that will straighten things out, a leader who will call a spade, a leader whose promise is his bond. By the grace of God, he will be elected on Saturday, and he will be sworn in February. And there will be a new face of Ondo State. A new face of Ondo State. In the last 30 days, he has crisscrossed the length and breadth of Ondo State. He has visited every local government, every ward, most of the communities, be it on waters, be it on land. And the message is clear. We are coming to change the system. We are coming anew. We want to do things the way it is never done before. We want to change the face of doing things in Ondo State. We don't want to be lying to the people. We want to do concrete things. We want people to see what we are doing, so that by the time we are leaving, a legacy will have been left behind. A legacy that will be difficult to change by anybody, no matter who that person is. Because the people of Ondo State will react, and the people of Ondo State will ask him, this is not the way we want it. We have been doing it well. Please do it well, or you get out of the place. That is the man. And in all his messages, he has never been aggressive. No abusive language. He has been talking to the people, telling them what he wants to do for the people of Ondo State. And that is what he's going to do by the grace of God. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to bore you. I want to tell you that by the grace of God, in Aketi, you have a man in whom you can trust. In Aketi, you have a man in whom the destiny of Ondo State can be placed in his hand. In Aketi, you have a man that will say yes, and his yes will be yes. And in Aketi, Ondo State will move forward, and it will never move backward again. I want to welcome here all the professional bodies that are here, the youth groups, the women groups, the traditional institutions, the clergy, and everybody. This is a unique opportunity, very unique. You are meeting your governor face to face, one-on-one. You will interact with him, you will ask him questions, he will answer you. And for the avoidance of doubt, Aketi was two-time president of the Nigerian Bar Association. Nobody before and nobody after have ever attained that feat. I think Ondo State should be proud to have such a son. And Ondo State should be proud that that type of son is now going to be their governor. You all know what the NBA means. And it's always telling us, in the NBA, we believe in doing things the way it should be done. There is no kono. It's either you go forward and you are going, or you are going backward, you go backward. By the grace of God, this man will be elected on Saturday. Ladies and gentlemen, without wasting much of
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellencies. It is very, very difficult to have a big crowd like this, very distinguished citizens, and you begin to do your introductions. You're going to spend the rest of the day doing that. But again, when you have this very special august visitors, friends, lovers, distinguished citizens of our state, it is also important that we crave the indulgence of all and just say one or two things by way of recognizing the presence of a few of our people here. I thought the DG, who is most qualified to do that, I thought he was going to take all the time to do that. Quickly, I know that apart from their excellencies, we have the former Speaker, Aketi State House of Assembly, Dr. Adewale Omiri, here with us. Dr. Omiri, you are most welcome. I know that we have a three-time senator, 1999 to 2003, 2003 to 2007, 2007 to 11. Most distinguished Senator Gbenga Oguniyan, you're welcome. Thank you. We also have here a one-time member of the Federal House of Representatives, a distinguished leader and a fine politician in his rights, Dr. Temitayo Fawemi. You're welcome, sir. I know that the son of our late father, the most important politician of his generation to have come out of Ondo State, that man whose life was an epitome of decency, honesty, and fine politics. Ladies and gentlemen, the son of our father, late Pa Adekunle Ajashi, Mr. Tokunbo Ajashi, is here. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much. We have but a short time because this is a business meeting actually. I would like to say this, and I wrote to begin that you heard the rumors, you heard the words said all over that on account of a few instances of court cases and court ruling that the election that ought to take place on Saturday has been postponed. We like to tell you very, very authentic.
I don't get a lot, God the way. And I don't pay my rent, God the way. There be one for my hand, but God the way. There be one keep my joy, but God the way. I say anything them do not God the way. No, not God the way. No, not God the way, no. Anything them do not God the way. No, not God the way. No, not God the way, no. I don't change my name to God the way. And no more, I don't buy more to God the way. They say my market no go sell, but God the way. And then me say I no go blue, but God the way. Them my brother, make them try their luck, my God go win. exam, now God you win. And then me say you no go pass, but God you win. You wake up, see today last song, now God you win. Robbers they rob, they no see you, brother. They no see you, my sister. Oh yeah, better fast. God do it, no na God do it, no na God do it. Anything I do, na God do it, no na God do it, no na God do it.
Thank you.
As na your wedding day, na God.
Thank you. And let me welcome all of us to this very important event. This will be probably the last event that can be accommodated by law under campaigns, because campaigns are supposed to end by midnight today. So it is an important event for us, and to see all segments of the society well represented here, it gives me great pleasure again to thank you for coming and welcome all of you. I think you deserve to give yourselves a big round of applause. You will excuse me as I will miss my choice of language for obvious reasons. Let me say this here. I am one person who will try as much as possible to encourage the use of our languages, particularly here in Ondo State, the use of Yoruba language and Ebiri wherever it is necessary. So you must appreciate that. And mo kí gbogbo wa o, ẹ dẹ̀ káàbọ̀ sí ètò yìí, sórí ètò yìí o. Torí mo mọ̀ pé gbogbo wa tó wà ń bí la gbọ́ gbogbo òyìnbó tá bá fẹ́ sọ, ṣùgbọ́n mo jẹ́ ọ̀kan nínú àwọn tó gbàgbọ́ pé a ò aláti ṣe wàhálà díẹ̀ kárí pé a gbé èdè àbínibí wa lárugẹ. Mo dẹ̀ ṣetán lágbára Ọlọ́run ìgbà tá a bá déjọba, gbogbo nǹkan tá a bá ń ṣe a máa sọ èdè wa pẹ̀lú ẹ̀ nítorí pé ó di dandan. Èdè wa ò ní parun o, nítorí tá a bá ṣọ́ra àwa àwọn ọmọ tá a ń bí òyìnbó là ń sọ sí wọn lé, àwọn náà fẹ́ gbọ́ Yorùbá mọ́. Ẹ má jẹ́ ká ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa fi Yorùbá bá wọn sọ̀rọ̀ kí wọ́n lè gbọ́ èdè wa. Gbogbo wa la jẹ̀bi, èmi gan jẹ̀bi pé àwọn ọmọ mi ò gbọ́ Yorùbá dáadáa o, ṣùgbọ́n èmi á rí i pé a bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí bára wa sọ Yorùbá. Torí dẹ̀ mo fẹ́ kí gbogbo wa pé ẹ káàbọ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí o, ẹ káàbọ̀ o. Now, I know we cannot all see that very well. The organizers, àwọn tó gbẹ́tò ilẹ̀, wọ́n ti ṣe díẹ̀, ṣùgbọ́n èmi kan tó wà mí gan mi ò lè ká. Nǹkan tí a gbé sórí ibẹ̀ yẹn, àwọn tó wà ń ta gbangba wọ́n á máa rí jù wá lọ. Òun la pè ní program of change. What do we have to offer Ondo State people? And in our program of change, we have 5 cardinal programs. 5 cardinal programs. The first one is job creation through agriculture, entrepreneurship, and industrialization. Nǹkan tá à ń sọ ń bẹ̀ yẹn ò ní pé a ṣetán láti rí i pé àwọn ọmọ wa ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn ọmọ ọ̀dọ́ wa tí ò níṣẹ́, àwọn ọmọ tá a ti ná owó tó pọ̀ lórí wọn, tá a rán wọn lọ léèwé, tí wọ́n jáde, tí wọ́n tún wá jókòó tì wá, látún jẹ́ pàlà tó ń fún wọn lówó oúnjẹ, wọ́n pọ̀ o. Gbogbo àwọn òbí ló ń pè wá tó ń sọ pé àwọn ọmọ táwọn rán lọ léèwé yìí táwọn rò pé àwọn ló máa tọ́jú wọn ní ìgbà ogbó wọn, àwọn làwọn tún fún wọn lóúnjẹ, kí la fẹ́ ṣe sí. So we believe that job creation is very key, very very key. Tá a bá ṣọ́ra ìjọba tí ò bá kọ bí ara sí pé ká rí pé àwọn ọ̀dọ́ wa pé àríṣẹ́ ṣe, we are going to face these people, these young ones, is going to blow in our eyes. It's like a ticking bomb. Tá a bá ṣọ́ra, that could be a revolution of the unemployed. So tá a bá wò dáadáa, àwa wò pé ọ̀nà wo láti lè rí i pé wọ́n níṣẹ́, ọ̀nà wo la lè lò, ọ̀nà pọ̀ tá a lè lò. Àwọn ọ̀dọ́ wa wọ́n rò pé iṣẹ́ tí yàn ń ṣe mọ́ òun ni ká ti wọ tie, ká wọ coat, ká máa lọ síbi iṣẹ́ ní secretariat. Àyè yẹn ò ṣí sílẹ̀ púpọ̀ mọ́, kò sí secretariat kan ní state àbí federal tó lè gba gbogbo àwọn tó ń wáṣẹ́ mọ́. We cannot employ people in the civil service any longer, not many. So if we want to create job, a fẹ́ wò pé ká lo agriculture as one of the areas for obvious reasons. Obvious reasons. Torí pé àwọn ọ̀dọ́ wa, we do not know, àti gbàgbé pé iṣẹ́ àgbẹ̀ yìí was what our parents used in training most of us. So it means there is money there. Most of our parents who have their houses today made money from agriculture. They start, you see some of them with their motorcycle, putting their cocoa at their back and they are riding. They start selling one by one. Later, they build houses in Owadun, Abosibe. So, if our parents are able to do this, what stops us from now improving on agriculture? So, when we talk about agriculture, it is not going to use your hoes and cutlasses. We are talking about mechanized agriculture for the benefit of our youths. So, we must go back to basic. Poultry is agriculture. Fishing is agriculture. So many chains. We can improve on it. So those are the things we mean. And we want to make sure we encourage our younger ones who are now seeking employment to have interest, go back to basic, have interest in agriculture. We have also spoken about creating jobs through entrepreneurship. And when I talk about entrepreneurship, I mean it. We will have schools of entrepreneurship in this state. We will start by creating at least one in every senatorial district. So that when we are able to train people to become entrepreneurs, they are self-employed. and they become employers of labor. There are many ways, and I've said to people that the motto of our school will be dignity in labor. There is dignity in labor. Take it or leave it. What we will try to get at, we have involved so much, we have discussed extensively with our artisans. You look at them and think there is nothing to it. But there is a lot to it. You have a lot to plumbing. There is a lot to masonry. There is a lot to organizing. There is a lot to most of these jobs they are doing. But at least I note that our women folk, they take to tailoring and give it a different name, and they are making money from it. Is that not so? Fashion design. Tailor na tailor. Fashion design na cloth na in go sew. Amokuro. So when you use the word fashion design, it's just giving a name. But that you see them, they are artisans. They are tailors, seamstresses who call themselves artisans. But our women have interested themselves in it. Some men have interested themselves in it. Today, when you look at Sophisticate in Lagos, look at, is it Davido, whichever one, all of them are tailors. Sewing clothes for you, but they say it's fashion design. So why can't we take whatever choice of job we choose to have interest in to another level? Is it not possible? I know of mechanics. It is only in Nigeria that mechanics wear dirty robes. I've seen mechanics outside this country, when they put on their work dress, it's as neat as yours. And it's washed virtually every day. But Nigerian mechanics must leave their clothes dirty so that you will know they are mechanics. But when we interest our younger ones in such work, they will not want to wear dirty dress, and they will do this work better, and they will make money. So we want to build entrepreneurs round so many of those jobs we call artisans. They have told us, send them to us. We will train them, and government will be responsible. And we just now have to give them money to start their business after training. This is what we want to do. It's far more than that. We have said in Ondo State, we do not have industries. That is why our economy is not improving. And we believe that, look, the time is now for us to make sure that there is proper industrialization in this state. It is not going to be for the state alone. Government cannot do it. Government cannot do it alone. They cannot even do it. We must encourage public-private partnership so that we get people. I did a symposium recently where you had Aketi means business. And we really mean business. At that symposium, we had people who came in from China, who came in from Japan. There are several investors who want to start industries and companies in this country. This is what we want to do. And we will encourage it. All we need to do is to give them the enabling environment in which they will operate. And all of us will be the better for it. People have come, we want to have a paper mill. But the paper mill they are thinking of is not one in which they are going to use pulp. The paper mill they are thinking of is one in which they are going to use recycled papers. All of us have paper here, so our women will just be going to collect paper from everywhere. Recycling, there is a lot of business recycling. Collect paper, collect plastic and co. Those who are going to use for paper mill, they will use. So there are a lot of things we want to do. A lot. There will be a new glass industry. A new one. We must have a cement factory. There will be one. The ceramic industry will be encouraged. We will partner with so many people. Someone have come, look, we are going to establish a candle industry. Some Japanese and co came, but all these people must be encouraged for us to make it meaningful, for our economy to grow, for our young ones to have employment. And on this employment issue, I got to issue of Olokola free trade zone. And one of the slides we will see here will show us what I mean. There, in that slide particularly, the key facts, that's it, about Dangote refinery that was lost. Now, it was moved from Ondo to Lagos. How did we lose it? Now, this refinery will have generated up to 9,500 direct employment. It's lost. And we will have had up to 25,000 indirect job from it. You can see there on the slide. But how did we lose it? But we've lost it. Don't let us apportion blames. We've lost it. But we now have on ground people who are prepared to come and do the same thing when we come in. Now, I can assure us about the issue on our first cardinal program. The next one is what we call massive infrastructural development and maintenance. We do not have roads. Leave Adeshida, leave Oyemekun, leave Arakale Road. We do not have more than that, or probably the one in Owo and that of Ondo. You need to travel outside these places, get to our farmsteads, get to our villages, get to some major towns, go to Akoko. You will see that there has been total neglect. Go to Akoko, there is total neglect. So we must be prepared to build infrastructure. And that's why it's important to us, although we will marry it with our last cardinal program, it's so important to us because our last cardinal program is rural development and extension services. Because in developing the rural area, we are committed. Mo de fẹ́ káwọn bàbá tó wà ń bí tó bá jẹ́ àgbẹ̀ kán lè gbọ́ dáadáa pé a ti sọ pé a máa ṣí oko wa ọ̀nà tó lọ sí àwọn oko wa a máa ṣe kó lè rọrùn fún àwọn àgbẹ̀ láti gbé àwọn èrè oko wọn wá sí ìgboro láti wá tà a máa ṣí àwọn tó ń gbé gboro wọ́n ti fìyà jẹ wá jù àwa tá à ń gbé gboro a ti fìyà jẹ àwọn tó wà lóko jù èmi ò dẹ̀ rò pé a lè sọ pé ìlú yìí àbí ìpínlẹ̀ wa yìí pé fún àwọn tó ń gbé gboro nìkan ni ṣé fún wọn nìkan ni ṣé fún wọn nìkan ni aláti wo bí ìjọba tó ń bọ̀ yìí àwa ṣe nǹkan tó wà tó ṣe pàtàkì òun ni pé ọ̀nà lọ kó wọnú oko mo máa ń sọ pé a ò sọ pé a máa da ọ̀dà sí o àwọn tá a máa da ọ̀dà sí a ó dàda sí ṣùgbọ́n you can compact an hardening road and it will be motorable nǹkan táwọn àgbẹ̀ ń fẹ́ kò jù yẹn lọ wọn ò béèrè nǹkan púpọ̀ lọ́wọ́ wa a kò fẹ́ máa fìyà jẹ wọ́n ni get the road get the drains do the culverts then little bridges they are happy mọ̀sáàkù wọn lọ tó bá pẹ́ wọn ra mọ́tò wọn máa lọ we will make sure that living in rural area will be interesting so we are because that rural area and infrastructural development only came more a number of things I've said about education. Most of our schools in the rural area, there are nothing to write them about. The school buildings do not exist. Most of them, you have their roofs, they have caved in. Some students are under the tree. How do we continue this way? And we are building mega schools. Are you listening to me? Anchor mega school, Sigboro. The mistake we are making is this. At our level of development, at the level of development, not only in Ondo State, even in Nigeria, at our level of development, you cannot take the people to development. You should take development to the people. If you expect that everybody will leave and be coming to mega school, you are wasting time. But if you deploy substantial part of that money and take development to them and build their schools for them, if it's 4 classrooms in some villages, here and there, it will be more meaningful to them. That is what they want. I'm not too young to know everything. I always say this. So I might be wrong. But I stand by that principle that when you talk about development, it is better when you take development to the people and not take them to development. So in our own time, we'll take development back to the rural areas. All those schools will be attended to. You see, I have a slide here on schools. If you look at it, the money we spend on mega school, we could use it to repair a number of schools. And I will give you the total number of schools we can use it for. Now, at the least, money spent on a mega school will repair close to 30 secondary schools. 30, which is more meaningful to us. To me, that is development. More meaningful. If you talk about 30 schools, which we can use it on, that same amount to develop 30 schools, that will be standard schools. We all saw what Governor Agagu did. Some of those schools are now being abandoned. We saw it. That is what I'm saying. If we put that together, you will know that we will have achieved a lot. This is what I believe in. And that is why I said I will take that as one of our programs, marrying a couple of our programs together. So the next one, which I've touched on, is on promotion of functional education and technological growth. So the functional education has come under what I've discussed earlier on. But technological growth is important. Whether we like it or not, we need to move with the modern world. Technology is important. Today, I have not seen one techville in Ondo State. If you know, when I sit down, confront me, let me know where that techville is in Ondo State. And we are already at this level. We need to have it so that our young ones who are running with ideas can be there. The biggest of this world come from one place. It starts from somewhere. Let me tell you, today we talk of Okpoimo. There is Okpoimo, which I know was deployed in Osun, which has failed. It has failed because people wanted to prove smart. Okpoimo was developed by a Nigerian. A Nigerian. One young lady and the husband, they worked on Okpoimo. Today, Okmoimo is gone to private schools because people in government they want to be, prove funny to those who developed it. And those ones, that is the beauty about computer or beauty about technology. They add their, I don't know what they call it, is it module or what do you call it? They seized it. So the thing could not operate again. You can have your laptop, it won't operate again. They have seized it because they didn't pay them their money. That is the type of politicians we have in some places. They won't pay. They won't pay people money. We will not be that. We will honor our contracts. Anybody we deal with. So, but what I'm saying is that developed by a Nigerian, developed by a young lady, I think it's Nia Folabi. The lady is Nia Folabi and the husband. They developed it for use. So what I'm saying is that you need to have this in technology. You have a village where people can go and work so that we develop it. They can come up with so many modules for us, so many things. They can come up and say, as you are sitting here now, your food can fly to your table. They will know how to work it. It all depends. That is about technology. So we plan to do that. And the other one is provision of accessible qualitative healthcare and social service delivery. I have a slide on that. You can see in that slide, we talk about mother and child. Beautiful. I went to a few villages in this campaign tour. They said to me, all this mother and child, their location, that if they don't have their basic health center or a comprehensive health center, there is no way they will get to mother and child when their mother or the wife are in labor. It's not possible. You must bring healthcare close to these people. You don't spend all their money building one edifice because maybe you want to win, is it UNO or where is UNESCO? You want to pay to the gallery, get one award here and there. Are your people still suffering in spite of this award? That is the issue. Are they still suffering? So what we look at is this. The basic health centers is fundamental so that people, immediately they are ill, they can get there. Immediately. I was in Ifon and a couple of places. They said to me, their general hospital is non-existent, and that before they rushed most of their people who are here to our Federal Medical Center, they will have died at Elegbeka. I said, can you imagine? How can you now be healed? And you now think you will now leave from Ifon to get to our before you take treatment? Does it make sense? So we must bring medical care close to the people. All local government must have a comprehensive health center. That is important. So that when we do that, we bring health closer to the people. But that's why we talk about accessible. But it must be one that is affordable. It must be affordable. You have today in Ondo, you have Family Center and Co. You need to go there. I've been there to see one or two friends. It is well equipped. Good doctors are there. But can you afford the payment? That is the issue. Not many people can be treated in that place because it is not affordable. So why are we catering for the interest of our people when we put in place hospital that they cannot afford to be treated in? I don't think so. But at least get something for prevention, for everything. At least the initial health care let it be done. These are the things we want to look into. And I have discussed about this rural development, which is the last of our program of change. I can assure you, many things are there. I looked at it, that employment in agriculture can give us 60%, while construction give about 43%. So agriculture is key. You get more people employed in agriculture than in the other industries. Now, when I look at the ranking of how you start business all over Nigeria, Ondo State appear to be the least. That means the environment does not allow for business to take off on time. You are not given land out. To get a C of O, there's a lot of bottleneck. A government must deliberate effort must be made by government to ensure that anybody who is interested in establishing an industry gets everything he wants. Everything. I tell you, I always give this example because the person who told me said it should be quoted. When Dangote left Ondo State and he got to Lagos, the governor said, he came and said, I wanted to establish this refinery petrochemical industry in Ondo. They won't allow me. I've tried and tried. But I want to come to Lagos. The governor of Lagos said, please come on time. Are you listening to me? When they go to Temabo, the governor now said, what is the land you want? But I gave so and so hectares or so. The governor said, why don't you take double of it? That is somebody who wants somebody to come. Because the land will be there. It will only waste, and it will waste away. We are not using it. We didn't give them here in Ondo State. So when he took the size of the land and they gave him the cost, the governor said he came back and said the money is too much. Dangote said so. The governor said, but I know you can pay. The man said, I know you will say I can pay, but you will affect my work. The governor said, he said to him jokingly, go and pay half. What we need is for you to bring the company here so that you can employ our people. Is that not a way to encourage somebody to come? Is that not a way? How did we lose him? And took money here. And took money. Oh, wò pé àǹfààní tó wà nínú nǹkan tó fẹ́ ṣe lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ó ju gbogbo owó tó máa san fẹ́ kó lọ. Àwọn èèyàn ló máa jọrọ ẹ̀. And anyway, tax is in bọ̀. You still make the money back later. Owó tí o san yẹn wàá sì rí ìlọ́po. Torí pé tó bá ti after establishing that industry, he cannot take it away again. He cannot. When you encourage people to come up, put up industries in any part of your state, it's your advantage. They cannot take it away again. And that's why I say to my Igbo in-laws, I'm sure some of them are here. How come? You know, they are my people. Some of them are here. I said to them, anybody trying to fight you, do not know that you are contributing to the growth of that city. Most houses that Igbos have built in Akure and other places, can they take it away? Can they take it away? And when you want to now say, oh, this city, the worth of that city, won't they price those houses with it? So what are we saying? Anybody wants to come and develop, come. And I've said to them, most of them, don't put your industries again in Inewi or take it back to Olu. Bring it here. We will encourage you to have industries here. When you have it, it's to our benefit. We will take tax, we will be employed. Look, let us encourage one another. We are all brothers who will live together in this country as one, and we are going nowhere. So there's no problem. So let us encourage one another. So when I said that the ease of starting business, we will try and create it here that people will start business as ease. That was the advantage that Ogun took. When there was some bottleneck in Lagos, Ogun opened up. Today, a lot of industries are in Ota, in everywhere in Ogun. And that is where they make all their money from. We have to open up. Let us encourage people to come and work here and don't create bottleneck. And I look at, when I speak about infrastructure, I have a slide there. I'm sure it's not easy to read. I spoke about massive infrastructural development and maintenance. I had to go into records in this state. And I found out that, look, what has happened is that we are not interested in building our infrastructure. If we were, or if the outgoing government is, because they are still there, or worse, because they are going to go, they will not do this. In 2014, we gave Ministry of Works 10 billion. 2014. Then Office of Governor had 1.6 billion. But by 2015, if you were interested in building infrastructure, I will ask you whether we were. We gave Ministry of Work 6.6 billion, a reduction. Shouldn't we also reduce money to the government house, Office of Governor? Shouldn't we reduce it? But what happened was that there was increase in money to Office of Governor to 1.9 million. You increase your own money, you reduce what will benefit the people. I don't think we are right. We must be focused. We should know what is right. If there is no, we know that Ministry of Works maintain roads and co, they need more money. What is more money doing in Office of the Governor rather than going to Ministry of Works for work? So I have treated all these things. I've mentioned about schools, and I've told you, okay, you can see the vehicles moving there. There will be many Aketi vehicles moving to go and start repairing schools, as you can see there. That is for repairing, construction work, to go and repair schools. Community schools, we will repair them. And part of the schools, today, the Ondo State University of Technology in Okitiwokwa is almost like a no-go area. How do we do that? I have said to people, and let me say it here, I do not know what happens, whether we will have more money soon. But this coming government do not intend to start another university. Clear. Let us be fair to ourselves. Today, we have 3 universities. We have Adekunle Ajasin University in Akungba. We have Ondo State University of Technology in Okitiwokwa. And we have University of Medical Sciences in Ondo. This government will do everything to make sure that those 3 universities come up to international level. Look, we will not abandon any project anybody has started, but we will put all effort into it to make sure that we get the best from those things. So it's not that I'll wake up and say yes, because I'm now from Owo, I'll now go and put another university in Owo. There are many things to be done that will be beneficial. It is not only universities that are good, I can assure you, but these 3 universities, let us concentrate our efforts on them and make sure that they are world-class standard. have dealt with this. The hospital, I think I've touched virtually everything. So I want to thank all of you for listening to me. I welcome few questions, but I can assure you of one thing. Much as I do not intend to play politics here, let me tell you, all of you have listened to me on the tours, on the stops we have made. A number of times we have had to just discuss one or two things. And one thing I have said to our people is this: let us look at our contestants, look at our antecedents, look at what we have made an issue. One important one has always been that this state will benefit more if it belongs to the party at the center. Everybody has been saying so, and I am now saying so. When the present governor was to move to PDP, his argument was simple. He wants Ondo State to belong to the party at the center. That is good. In 2012, when we ran election, and I was running under ACN, and part of the debate was that, look, Ondo State cannot afford to belong to a party that is not at the center. And the candidate of AD then argued that he's in PDP and he wants Ondo State to be run by PDP because PDP is the party at the center. That was his argument. Today, they both want to run away from that argument. But I will insist that that argument that he held for them then should hold for Ondo State today. That our state stands to gain, will benefit a lot from belonging to the party that is at the center. And we all know the party that is at the center. You don't know which party is at the center? Which party is at the center? If APC is at the center, ẹgbẹ́ onígbàlẹ̀ ló wà ní Abuja o. Tí APC bá wà l'Abuja, if APC has 23 governors, 23 governors, we have senators, majority. We have members of House of Rep, majority. Where do we pay? Yorùbá ní pé bọ́lá máa fojú wá sí. I don't know how to interpret it. Where will we put our eyes? Is that correct? Bọ́lá máa fojú wá sí. Tá a wá lọ dìbò fún ẹgbẹ́ tí ò ní kánsílọ̀. Ẹ̀rọ. Ẹ jẹ́ ká kú òǹbí. Mo mọ̀ pé iṣẹ́ pọ̀ o, ọ̀gá tó ń dé fìlà gogoro yìí, ibi ìkan ló máa ti ṣe léyìí, àwarawa ló wà ń bí, ẹ jẹ́ ká kú òbí ká padà sílé. Let us return. Iṣẹ́ tá a bá ṣe ní ọ̀la, iṣẹ́ yẹn náà á wọlé dáadáa. Let us return today. If you cannot go today, let us finish on time so I can return today. Let us use tomorrow to work. Ẹ bá àwọn Yorùbá sọ̀rọ̀. Àwa lè kú lẹ́sìn àti gbọ́ ká lọ sọ fún àwọn tó wà lóko. Kẹjẹ kọ́ mọ̀ àǹfààní tá a máa jẹ tá a bá dìbò fún APC. Mo fẹ́ sọ fún wa lágbára Ọlọ́run àwa la máa wọlé o. Mo ní lágbára Ọlọ́run àwa la máa wọlé. Ẹ máa ṣàmì àdúrà lágbára Ọlọ́run àwa la máa wọlé. àdúrà táwọn máa gbà nìyẹn mo máa dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo wa o ẹ ṣé o màá dẹ̀ parí ẹ̀ pé o ti ń ṣiṣẹ́ rẹ bọ̀ bàbá ṣe la ṣe pé o ti ṣiṣẹ́ rẹ láyé wa bàbá óyá 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 o ti ń ṣiṣẹ́ rẹ bọ̀ wòlíì Bọ́lájí óyá óyá o ti ń ṣiṣẹ́ rẹ bọ̀ láyé wa bàbá ṣe la ṣe pé ẹ ṣé o ẹ ṣé o.
There be one for my hand, but God the win. There be one keep my joy, but God the win. I say anything them do, now God the win. No, now God the win. No, now God the win. No. Anything them do, now God the win. No, now.
Yes, I'm a qualified professional. If I'm not competent, must the government now patronize somebody that is not competent? That is the point. Because professionals and here today, and the number of us as senior advocates of Nigeria. So if I believe that I need a greater touch, or I have a stronger belief in a senior advocate in handling my case, will I now give it to another one because it's a senior advocate of Nigeria and it's not in all those states? No, it's not going to happen that way. But we will encourage our professionals, no doubt. You will be given the opportunity first. But if we know that you lack the competence, there is nothing anybody can do. Let us all go back and develop ourselves. That is the important thing about professions. Develop ourselves, show competence, and you know that nothing will pass you by. We will consider the professionals who are resident here first before any other thing. I want to give that assurance. Then, coastal areas. The issue of our coastal area is that we must have an agency that will deal with this development in the coastal areas. Because the wealth of this state will come from the coastal areas. There is no other place we will get our wealth from. Be it tourism, whatever it is, everything, the bulk of it will come from the coastal areas. So my own view is that we have an agency that will treat this and will create it in Ondo State. An agency that will deal with our coastal area development. Because in our coastal area today, a lot of pollution, particularly when you ride on the sea, you see oil, a lot of pollution. So a number of things have to be done to make sure that our coastal areas are developed, and those are the issues I believe we will take up. Then the last question has to do with pollution. I might be wrong, but I am confident that
but we know for sure places for you that should consider us. Then two, sir, some of our senior colleagues that are retired for the past 2012, before they retire, they have been receiving 27%. After retirement, they remove the 27% from their salary. Up till now, they have been agitating for it, and it has not been paid to them. Sir, we beg you, sir. When you are there, sir, consider that one. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. The Ondo Renaissance Group, quickly, just one question,
Good evening. My name is Comrade Moyowapo. Your Excellency, you really articulated some of the issues that we have from the major challenges of Ondo South. But we know that if you want to drive your industrialization from the south, which will also stimulate development of the state, you need electricity. You have to tackle security and also infrastructure. It is well known today that the bulk of Ondo State has been in darkness for upward of 2 years. And even the Omotosho power plants have not been able to salvage the situation. Your Excellency, what are your intervention programs in this area? On this issue of security too, the entire 120-kilometer coastline in Ilaje local government is left unprotected. It is also a challenge for national security. Our fishermen cannot go to practice their trade in Irele and SAO, the local government. We don't have a single bank because of the menace of robbery in these two local governments. And that is the hazard of security. There is no investor that want to come without the guarantee of security. So what are you going to do in this area? And also on bitumen projects, sir, we know that the last time that anything was hard on you was during a different. In this government that is folding up, nothing is hard about the issue of bitumen. We want to urge you that, what are you thinking about this area?
Thank you, Cole. I will call on the representative of the Lord Bishop, the Methodist Church of Akret Houses to please speak.
Your Excellency, my name is Very Reverend Vladimir Adeleke. On behalf of the Bishop, my Reverend Solomon A. Adekite, I have a simple question. The 5-month agenda are well articulated, and I want to ask question on the aspect of agriculture and industrialization. Is there any plan on how to preserve our perishable goods like tomato, mangoes, pineapple, and many others? Thank you.
Thank you. The Muslim community.
His Excellency, my name is Aketi Ahmed Olubenga. I have a question for the Muslim side. Kudos to you and God bless you. The message you passed to the Muslims when you came to them. And that has given us opportunity to speak more about you. The question is this, sir. The Muslims have a land in the government house, and they've been saying that they are still there with us Muslims. Now, what are you going to do for us in building, developing that portion we have in the government house? That's number one, sir. Number two, it's not a question. It is a direct information that the youth of Ondo State, genuine youth that want to become in agriculture, I want to tell you, don't give us 5,000, 10,000 hectares of land to fund it ourselves. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. The last of this session, please.
Your Excellency, sir. Just 3 questions. So briefly, number one has to do with the Fulani, the herdsmen, the cattle herdsmen. It's a serious problem in the state, sir. It requires very drastic action. Number two, Ondo State has a reputation of the largest producer of cocoa in Nigeria. But today, we have this other one which is not very pleasant. The state is the largest producer of Indian hemp in Africa. Something drastic has to be done, and I want you to take note of it, Your Excellency. Then the third one has to do with revenue. I believe adversity teaches better than prosperity. With what we have presently today, sir, we are losing money on daily basis in the agricultural sector. That area has to be plugged. And I want to know, talking about loss of revenue in the agricultural sector.
Thank you very much. His Excellency will now answer these questions. He will take these questions and then we will go, if we have the time, which I doubt, we will take the other sessions. But before he answers that question, the Afenifere Renewal Group, which is the Pan-Yoruba Association, has a special goodwill message for the governor. We will quickly take that goodwill, which is going to be said by Mr. Tokunbo Ajashi. Mr. Ajashi, please come to the mic. Please put your hands together for him.
national ARG, the national office in Lagos, gave his assent to Chief, Mr. Rotimi Akeredolu as the candidate we voted for by the electorate in Ondo State. I'm happy this afternoon to convey the message that the Aketi Renewal Group endorses Mr. Rotimi Akeredolu as governor for Ondo State. Mr. Rotimi Akeredolu is someone that I've known for a long time. He is honest, he has integrity, and he will do what he has promised to do. He's not going to deceive you like some other politicians. And it's not a money bag that goes around distributing money. And he's very steadfast and loyal. He has been a sympathizer of the political parties for a long, the progressive political family for a long time. And recently, when he entered politics, he has remained firmly and loyally in the party. He hasn't been a one that will be moving around from party to party just because they want positions. So it's someone you can rely on. And I want to give you, I want to promise you that whatever he has said and promised to do is going to perform. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Your Excellency, please. The
Thank
floor.
you. Thank you, sir. Let me thank Mr. Tokunbo Ajashin, Professor Bayademodi, and a few other members of Afenifere Renewal Group who are here. I use as please convey my appreciation to the entire membership. We know who the Afeniferes are, and we can say it with all emphasis that Afenifere Renewal Group, you represent us, you represent the Yoruba nation, and we trust your judgment. We thank you for your efforts so far. Well, let me start from usually I love to start from the last question. The last question I had was about cocoa production and issue of India hemp. I know that cocoa production today, our farmers are smiling to the bank because it pays them that dollar is high. I'm sure all of us, I've spoken to some of the farmers, they are happy about it. And I know that you said that the same way when it comes to India hemp, we are up there. I know that India hemp today still suffers from bias. But the way the world is growing, I want to believe that India hemp will soon be outside that drug. Just watch it. It takes some time, but gradually India hemp will still be outside a drug that you condemn, that all of us today condemn our India hemp. You know, it's not because I just believe that look, today it's been legalized in a few places. If we are allowed to take this India hemp, which I believe is said to be the best quality in the world, if we are allowed to sell it to those countries, we will make money. It's true, we will make money because it's been legalized in some areas. But as I said, until that time, because I will have, because people should not give it different interpretation. One of Fela's music that I love, I'm not too sure he ever released it. I'm sure he was always there at the African shrine. Those of us who go there, listen to it when he say it. He said that they call him India M, marijuana, Congo Matadi. Make we dey grow am, ojare, make we dey sell am, ojare, make we dey smoke am, ojare, all na enjoyment, ojare. I will give you different names, but as I said, one of those simple songs that I enjoy it. You see, all our enjoyment. There is nothing good or bad. Only thinking makes it so. Omi, even, I think it was Orlando or those of where I am, Jomin Panyo Bioti. Omi Gole Panyo Bioti, but some people take it and they do it well with it. So, you talk about the menace of S-men. That is something fundamental. And I believe that, you see, this is one of the reasons why if we belong to the party at the center, all of us can come together to sit and resolve this menace of S-men. You see, it is not one thing like we are doing in Aketi, that everybody is trying to do this, run after cow. No. It is something that could be regional, it is something that could be national. We need to sit down because it is only in Nigeria that we believe that before we can have beef, they must be going on the street. And other people in other countries, they eat better beef and they are never found on the street. Must you have your cow on the street before you eat it? When it comes to livestock, when it comes to breeding, when it comes to the finest type of cow you get, they don't walk about. But it's because we are doing that now, and people believe it's a means of livelihood. You can, even these herdsmen, they can be made to understand that, look, we can keep this thing better in a farm, and I will still make more money. Then another way is this. Is that we let them concentrate in an area and make it possible for us to, we don't have to bring live cow here. If you have train services that you can keep cow in whether it's Kano, whether it's in Ilorin, and it gets to Lagos within 1 or 2 hours and it's still fresh. So why must you be bringing cow here? So we can have it slaughtered and well prepared and bring down for sale. Those are things that we have to look at, but it's not something for a state. It is national. It is for all of us to sit down to discuss it. Now, security and the coastline. I think the person who made that point was very, very, I mean, you are correct. I went to one of our towns in South, and they said to me that there was a problem between people from Ondo and the Ijaws who are coming in from Edo. There was a fracas, maybe somebody died, and those ones imposed a fine on our people who are this way and said if you don't pay, they will come and carry your Oba away. So by the time we got there, the Oba was not around. Where is the Oba? They had to tell us that Kabesi had to go and hide because this is just will come and carry him. And I asked, what happens? They said they have a police station, the Marine Police, and they have just one policeman. One policeman, he will be there afternoon, night. Why won't he go and sleep? So, our coastline, there is not enough security. But it's not security that the state can do on its own. That is one of the reasons why, if you go back today and get to the coastal areas, get to our Elijah and Co., all those SLD, that's why you let them know that, look, you need to vote for a party that is at the center so that you can now influence establishment of more, influx of more marine police and marine posts. You need somebody who is focused and who believes in it, who belongs to the party, will be able to influence more marine police at our shores. That is the important thing. If we don't do that, we are just wasting time. So my own is that, yes, security is not there. It's because people are not bothered about it. Or maybe because the party that is here or the person, the government here does not belong to the party at the federal. Maybe. Or is not. I can assure you, we will force it down. If the wars will come to the wars, we will recruit our own men for them to train so that they can man the coastline. So that's all. So there was issue of bitumen. My brothers and sisters, let me tell you about bitumen. Great. We all love it. It should be developed. Why should it not be? Today, we have an expert on bitumen who is here with us. And that is Professor Bayo Ademodi. He's the expert, world expert on bitumen. He's here with us. And he's done a lot of work on it. And I'm sure he will be proud when I say to him that even my own son, that he took there, wrote his own thesis on his master's dissertation on bitumen at Agbamu there. So both of them can work on a bitumen. Let them go and work on it and see what comes out of it. So what I'm trying to say is that, yes, but one thing I'm sure of, I've been here before. I was Attorney General in this state. We have problem about developing that bitumen. We sent to Canada, people came here and there. Whether it is right or wrong, when we get there, we look at it over and over again. People believe that, look, the same thing you get from oil is what you get from bitumen. And they believe it's cheaper to get it from oil than going to use the solid tar. That is the problem. But we can use it for other things. We can develop it and we will work at it so that we can develop it. That is what I believe should happen. We will work at it to develop it. Now, people spoke about electricity in the south. That I said about industry. I said about many things. I know that electricity in the south is a problem. I believe that what we'll do to intervene in the first instance might be to see whether we pay the debt that they claim the various localities are owing. We have one of our sons who is working on this matter now, who has demanded, you say people are owing debt. You don't give electricity to cities. You give electricity to each consumer. How much is A owing? How much is B owing? How can you say because there is debt owed generally, you now don't have electricity in an area? It's a matter that we want to intervene. We will look into it. If we need to pay some money, at least to get the electricity there, we'll pay. Then we can now source, get the money, we'll get the money back. But what I believe is that our lasting solution to our problem there is for us to see whether in conjunction with our brothers in the southwest, we can use our liquefied natural gas to now produce energy for our use in southwest. That is the best solution. We can use our gas to produce enough electricity for our use in southwest. That is what I believe we should do. Now the government house that my brother, the Muslim brother, asked, you say you have a land there, Abi? The land is to be used to build a mosque. Let me tell you something. In the government house today, you have a chapel. Is that not so? I do not see why we should not have a mosque in the government house. Let me assure you, tell our Muslim brothers, it is one of those things I will take up. and we will put a mosque in that government house where a chapel exists. There will be a mosque. And lastly, let me say this as I drop by, because we're in Akure here. I'm sure many of us are from Akure here. Many of us are from Akure, Abi. And you're from Akure. Lágbára Ọlọ́run o, capital wa níbí, we will not forsake Akure. Akure remains our capital. Kì í dẹ́ ṣe yìí nìkan lẹ̀ ń gbé Akure. Tó bá pẹ́ láti February, èmi náà máa di ọmọ Akure torí màmá gbé government house níbí. So, taba ti dé bí, tati ń gbé bí, we will develop this Akure because that is the first place everybody fairly. Akure is our, what I would call, the main city for this state. Anybody tó bá wá sí Ondo state, tí Akure bá wà develop, while Ondo state backward, you cannot develop anywhere that will be far better than Akure. So Akure people should be rest assured we will continue to develop this place. We will give Akure people great appointments both at federal and at state level. Ipò wà o, ipò wà tí mo fẹ́ sọ fún yín tó ju gómìnà lọ o. Àwọn ipò wà tó ju gómìnà lọ. Èèyàn ní mínísítà wọ́n gbé àwọn mínísítì tẹ́lẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀ mẹ́ta náà gbé sábẹ́, ṣé kò ju gómìnà lọ? Ṣé kò ju gómìnà lọ? Àájà ọmọ Àkúrẹ́ á di mínísítà tí ó máa nípò tó dáa lágbára Ọlọ́run. So ẹ jẹ́ kí wá wá Àkúrẹ́ ká lọ fọkàn abalẹ̀ o. Nǹkan dáadáa ń bọ̀ o. Nǹkan dáadáa ń bọ̀ o. Ẹ jẹ́ á lọ dìbò. Àtàkúrẹ́, àtàkókó, àtọ̀wọ̀ ẹ lọ dìbò fún APC o. Ẹ ṣé o.
Thank you very much, Mr. Governor. Please, a round of applause for our governor. I don't know about you, but I believe he's already our governor. Kiloku Kalo Shelaro Saturday. Let's give him a standing ovation, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. Thank you. Please, very, very quickly, let's have our seat. We need to quickly appreciate Nigerian Union of Local Government Employees, retired primary school teachers in Akure, Ondo State Pathfinder, Futa Student Union Government. Please have your seat, ladies and gentlemen. Egekia Choko, thank you. Please have your seat. Very, very briefly. We want to appreciate all the academic staff union of Polytechnic, ASUP, Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Polytechnic, SANIP, and want to appreciate the Methodist Cathedral, Kogi, their pastors, the bishop. Want to appreciate the Anglican Communion, the CAN members. Want to especially appreciate the Ebira community. Want to appreciate the Igbo community, the Hausa community, the Islamic community in Ondo State. We must appreciate you all. Want to appreciate the Nigerian Union of Journalists. We appreciate your coming. At this point in time, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to invite one of the sons of the soil, an indigene of Akure, Prince Ademola Adekombi, for the vote of thanks. Please, a round of applause for him, ladies and gentlemen. Akure Lekan Walashe, thank you.
APC. Akure Kete, APC. Aketi. Aketi. Ilẹ̀ Akure Kete. On behalf of the APC, on behalf of the Akure people, I was very, very happy about what the governor, His Excellency, what he said concerning his programs for Akure, because it actually answered my question. Because my question was basically the Akure people, you know about this Akure agenda. And the thing is, Akure people have been sidelined somehow. But like the Excellency said, there are positions that are more than that of a governor. And he has explained that the Akure people, the Akure indigenes, they will get positions that is very powerful, both at federal level and at the state level. And so because of that, let us once again give our governor a round of applause again. Thank you very much, Mr. Governor. Mr. Deputy Governor, we thank you. We thank all of us, people from different and by God's grace, on Saturday, we'll go out and go and vote for APC. We'll vote en masse. And by the grace of God, we'll come back and celebrate with our governor, and we'll all celebrate together. Let's put our hands together in the name of Jesus Christ.
Thank you very much, Prince Adekombi. We appreciate you. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, we cannot thank you enough for being part of this epoch-making occasion. And I'm sure that come this time next week, we will be rejoicing together. I don't know about you, but we will rejoice together. APC, Aketi. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, a card like this is being passed around to give to all our people, especially the old ones, all our people at home. We need to give them so that they know how to vote rightly. This is very important. We know that we will win this election by the grace of God. Our candidate has worked hard. The campaign platform has worked hard. The committees, various committees have worked hard. Every member of this party have worked hard, and we believe that the Lord will crown our efforts with elaborate success in Jesus' name. Ladies and gentlemen, on this note, we want to also say thank you, Mr. Governor, for creating a time out to speak to your people. Ladies and gentlemen, can we be upstanding as we sing the national anthem? Thank you.
ọ̀tún ní ọ̀tún ní ọ̀tún ọ̀tún ní ìgbà ọ̀tún ní ọ̀tún ní ọ̀tún ọ̀tún ní ọ̀tún ọ̀tún ní ọ̀tún ní ọ̀tún ọ̀tún ní ìgbà ọ̀tún ní ọ̀tún ní ọ̀tún ọ̀tún ní. Akẹ́tì ló ní kí